Measurement is very essential when you are making a garment. Care should be taken when you are taking measurement so that you will achieve a good fit after making the garment. My name is Jemilat. You are welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to take an accurate body measurement. Welcome back. Measurement is divided into two actually. We have the vertical measurement and the horizontal measurement. The vertical measurement are the measurement that starts from the tip of your leg. That is when you are measuring downward. While the horizontal measurements are the measurement that run across your body. That is the body circumference, like the bust circumference, the waist circumference, and the hip circumference. So now, the first measurement we are going to take here is the shoulder measurement. When you want to take your shoulder measurement, what we are doing here is that I've turned the mannequin. What we are doing here is that if the client is wearing a shirt or a dress, you will see where the sleeve is being attached to the dress. That's where your shoulder measurement from one side to the other, you can see this is where the sleeve will start if you are attaching the sleeve to the dress. So you are going to measure from one side and pass it across. You know, some people have this bulge at the back. Pass it across the back. This one is 13 inches. This one is the measurement for this mannequin is 13 inches. For me it's 16. For other people it might be 18, 14. It varies in nature. So that's for the shoulder measurement. So now let's go for the horizontal measurement. If you are to measure for the horizontal measurement, we are going to take here is the bust point. For you are going to, when you are measuring for the bust point, you are going to start from the tip of your shoulder and stop at the fullest part of the bust of the client. For this one now is 10 inches. So for the under bust, you are going to go under from, you are still starting from the shoulder tip. For the under bust, you are going to the down part of the bust, like you can see where I'm holding the tape to at the under bust. For this is 13.5. So at the waistline, I've tied a rope at the waistline so that you can identify the waistline on this mannequin. But for you, you will see a tiny part, and some people do not even have tiny parts. Just locate where the rib bone is stopping here. You can just bend where you can bend here is known as the waist part. So you just measure the percent. So for this mannequin now, make sure you pass the tape rule across the bust area. For this mannequin now, the waist length is 16. The waist length is for the mannequin now, the waist length is 16.5. 16.5. After the waist measurement, you are going to measure the hip measurement. If you are measuring the hip measurement, that takes the shoulder to the hip. This is useful when you are making a gown. You make sure that, let me remove, you make sure that the fullest part of the hip, when you are taking the hip measurement, make sure that the fullest part of the hip is where you are measuring, please. So from here, you take the measurement, go straight, and make sure that it passes through the bust from the tip. Let me turn it around. From the tip of the shoulder to the bust, make sure it passes through to reach here. For this marking point, the measurement is, make sure it goes like this. For this mannequin, the measurement is 25 inches. If you are measuring for a top, maybe you want to make a top, the measurement you need the blouse measurement. You just place the tape and stop where you want your top to stop. If it is a crop top, if it is a three-quarter top, the length you want is where you will stop. If you want something here, anywhere the client want this top to stop, that's the length. For the skirt, if you are taking a measurement for the skirt, if it is a long skirt, you are taking the measurement down to where you want the skirt to stop. If you are taking measurement for a skirt, anywhere you want the skirt to stop is where you are stopping for your measurement. That's for it. And if it is a gown, just make sure you start at the tip of the neck and stop anywhere you want your gown to stop. We've talked about the vertical measurements. that is the tip of the from the tip of the shoulder to the bust, to the under bust, to the waist, to the hip. Now we are and I told you, if you want to take the full length of a dread, maybe you are sewing a long gown or a short gown, anywhere your gown is going to stay, you are going to measure from here till to the length. Just make sure it pass through the bust to the length of your blouse, to where you want your blouse to stop. If it is a skirt, where you are placing your skirts, you know, this is your normal waist for blouse, but some people actually place their skirt below their normal waist. Anywhere the client or you are placing their skirt, you measure from that place down to where the skirt is stopping. Maybe it's a short skirt, maybe it's a three-quarter skirt, maybe it's a long skirt. So we are done with the vertical measurement. For the horizontal measurement, please don't mix it up. The measurement that is coming down like this is the vertical measurement, while the one that is the body circumference, they are the horizontal measurement. So for the horizontal measurement now, the first horizontal measurement we are going to take is the bust measurement. Make sure it pass through the fullest part of your boobs, and you can give a little allowance, but don't give too much. If you are sewing your dress and you feel like allowance, you need allowance, you can put it. And make sure that when you pass it to the back of the mannequin, to the back when you pass it through the boobs and pass it through this place, don't let it fall down like this. So for the waist, the same thing applies at the back. So you measure where your waist is and you take your measurement. For the under bust, for the waist measurement, when you are measuring, you can just put your finger so that it won't be too tight. And for the under bust, please don't put any finger in your under bust. Measure the accurate under bust. Don't put your finger. Measure it firm. Let it be firm with your under bust. So for the hip, fullest part of your hip, just the way you look for the fullest part of your bust when you are measuring the bust circumference. So you look for the fullest part of your hip to measure, and you measure each round. For this mannequin, the fullest, you can see what I did here. It passed through the fullest part of the hip. So that's how you are going to measure it, and it must be straight in the front part too. It must be straight like this. So that's where you are going to measure for the hip circumference. Another measurement that is very important when you are taking the measurement for, maybe you are sewing a bustier dress, you might need your nipple to nipple measurement, which is known as the bust span measurement. So you measure it from where one nipple is to the other nipple. So this one is 6 inches. For some people it might be 7, some people it might be more than that, 8. So it depends on the measurement. It can even be up to 9 depending on the size of the boobs. So let's go to the sleeve measurement. If you are taking sleeve measurement, the first measurement you are taking here, some people do take it while some do not take it, is the armhole measurement. You use this to cut when you are drafting for dress with armhole. So this one is 14. Don't measure it too tight like this. Measure it in such a way that the hand will be able to pass through it and not too big. For this it is 14 inches. For the bicep is the fullest part of your hand. So you need the bicep measurement for you to be able to create a sleeve. So the bicep for this, the bicep circumference for this is 11 inches. The bicep circumference for this is 11 inches. While the distance from the armhole to the biceps will also be measured. So that's the bicep length. So the 4 inches is 4 inches. The bicep length for this mannequin is 4 inches. So when you are measuring, you measure the bicep length, because as you are creating a basic sleeve, that's what you are going to use to create the basic sleeve. You can check for the illustration of the basic sleeve in the description box. The type of sleeve that you are sewing will determine how you are going to measure the sleeve length. Maybe it is long sleeve, you measure it across your ankle down like this. Maybe it is short sleeve, you stop anywhere you want your sleeve to stop. So where you are stopping your sleeve is where you measure the round sleeve, like the bottom sleeve where your hand is going to pass. How large this will be depends on you, but normally for basic sleeve it's not supposed to be more than this, so that it's just like a free sleeve, anyone you want. With this, I think you will be able to measure your clients accurately and perfectly. Thanks for watching this video. I will see you in my next video. Please kindly like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and make sure you like this video if you actually derive any value from my videos. Thank you so much.